Hello guys, and welcome to part 12 of my Alonso career mode from the Belgian Grand Prix, where we are 11 points behind Lewis Hamilton in the fight for the Drivers' Championship.
Such a wonderful track, and it's a circuit that the drivers love to race on. But it's also quite challenging, so we should expect to see a number of cars struggle to get up to speed here today.
Yes, there are many aspects to Spa that keep the drivers and teams thinking. Unpredictable weather, long straights and fast corners, as well as the rise in elevation up to Eau Rouge. All these make Spa one of the prize locations in the Formula One calendar.
What kind of setup will drivers be looking for around here? It's got a fair mixture of demanding corners. Is it all about finding the sweet spot in handling balance?
It's easy to make your car quick in a straight line, you just take all the downforce off. But when it comes to a track like this, you really need a bit more of a compromise. The main focus here is carrying speed through the fast-flowing corners, but you still don't want to be a sitting duck on the straight.
And of course, as usual, we will retire from qualifying to start from 22nd on the grid.
One of those Mercedes to the top of the timesheets in qualifying was Germany's Nico Rosberg. He'll have made quite a few people sit up and take notice with that performance, not least his teammate Lewis Hamilton.
He'll want to stay out of trouble over the first few laps, but he'll be determined not to let any cars past him. If he can maintain that position once everything's settled down, he'll have a massive advantage and be able to control the race.
Things certainly haven't been going to plan for the McLaren team this year. The car just isn't being as competitive as to what we're used to seeing from them. It's a frustrating time for everyone, both here at the racetrack and back at the factory.
We're used to seeing the McLaren cars at the top of the grid and up on the podium. That is the standard they're used to setting, and one that Ron Dennis will be determined to reassert.
Now, I did make a bit of an error with this video. I have lost footage of the start of the race, so instead we're going to go straight into the final sector now, where we are on the back of Kamui Kobayashi and Marcus Ericsson, the two Caterhams, and it looks as though we're going to go past them pretty easily. Into P20 we go. Is there any chance of us gaining extra positions at the bus stop chicane? Or without Brake Gutierrez, so P19 we go. And could we, if we get a good enough exit, challenge Sutil for P18? Well, it looks like we got a tremendous exit. Slight bit of contact with the Sauber. Gave him a slight little nudge, but it looks as though we're going to get the move done at La Source. And up into P18 we go. Now, on the run down to Rouge, can we perhaps gain another position on Maldonado? It looks like we're going to get the move done nice and early, and up to P17 we go, and that's not it. We've also got Grosjean for P16, and what about Jules Bianchi and Max Chilton? Could we potentially get those two at the end of the Kemmel Straight? We got Bianchi, and it looks like we might have Chilton as well. Fantastic driving from Alonso. In just under half a lap, I think, he went from 22nd to P14. And at the end of lap 2, we set the fastest lap of the race as well. Carrying unbelievable speed again in these conditions through Eau Rouge, and he gobbles up Verne. And now, we may have a chance of getting P12 from Daniel Kvyat without brake him. Can we get the move done? It looks like we have. Oh, there's slight contact between the Ferrari and the Toro Rosso. We've got a replay of the incident. Did Kvyat drive into us, or did we simply not leave enough room for him? I think that may have been Alonso's fault there. Didn't leave quite enough space for the Russian driver, but he did not get a penalty for it, so we will carry on as we overtake Magnussen there for P11. And now, going through Eau Rouge again, we're going to attack Hulkenberg for P10, and again to the point. And while even though we got the slipstream, I think, from Jenson Button, Hulkenberg still pulls away from us. That mighty Mercedes engine showing its worth once again there, but we do go around the outside of the German driver, and up into P10 we go. Oh, there's a bit of a cock-up between these three drivers here, and as a result we're going to get both Button and Perez and move on to P8. And now our next target is our best friend in the world, Kimi Raikkonen. I'm sure things are still a bit tense between those two after what happened at the Hungarian Grand Prix, but no contact that time. And then as the same corner one lap later, we go past Daniel Ricciardo for P6. And now we're immediately attacking Felipe Massa for P5. Alonso, he's He's taking no prisoners today in these awful conditions. And Massa, he runs himself off the track and gifts P5 to Fernando Alonso as we set another new fastest lap there at the end of lap 6. And now we're coming to our favourite overtaking spot again. This time we're going to attempt it on Valtteri Bottas and we make the move stick. So up to P4 now. And then one lap later we're now attacking Vettel for a podium position. Are we going to get the move stick? Yes, we do. We are not even halfway through this race yet and already Alonso has fought his way up onto the podium. We got a yellow flag here now, and I think that was Esteban Gutierrez going very slowly in the Sauber. And a few seconds later, after we had gone past the hobbling Sauber, Vettel doesn't want to overtake, drives into the back of the Sauber, and then Bottas T-bones the front wing of the Sauber, so pretty funny stuff there.
This heavy rain will last around 15 minutes, after which we should see a transition to light rain.
So apparently, from what we're being told there, the intermediate tyres will be coming into play very soon. Apologies for that extend at Eau Rouge a few seconds ago, and then this cheeky little extend again here on lap 11. And at the end of lap 11, we are now going to make our first stop. Not for intermediates though, still a bit too early for that. So we're going to stick on another set of wet. And as you can see there, Lewis Hamilton is just a few seconds ahead of us. I think we did actually hold him up for a second or two there, so that certainly helped us. And now, lap 12, we are right on the back of the Mercedes driver, and I think we've also got Daniel Ricciardo just in front of us, so hopefully he can help us by holding up Lewis and giving us the opportunity to overtake the Mercedes. And Hamilton's getting past Ricciardo now, but we're following him straight through, and we got a brilliant tow there on the Mercedes. And Hamilton's run himself off the track, and that means we are up to P3 now, and Ricciardo's back ahead of him as well. And with Bottas and Rosberg pitting this lap, could we potentially take the lead of the race? And the answer to that question was no. We are in P2, 3.5 seconds behind Rosberg.
Okay, I reckon we could probably get away with intermediate tyres now. You're going to find it harder and harder to keep the wets cool from here, but the inter should be easier.
So I feel like we got very lucky there. I was all set to do another lap on those full wet tyres, but thankfully Jeffrey, just in the nick of time, has given us the go-ahead to go on the intermediate tyres, and we are now just 1.4 seconds behind Rosberg as we start lap 16. So game on, I think, to go and fight for that race win. But then the fucking Caterham, Marcus Ericsson, the most retarded paid driver in the world, has potentially cost me the chance of fighting for that race win. Thank you very much, you Swedish prick. Fuck's sake. Well, we may still have the chance of fighting for P2 potentially, but I think catching Rosberg now, it's simply impossible. On lap 19 we can see now that DRS has been enabled, so could we potentially see some drivers making a late switch to slick tyres? We'll have to wait and see, but lap 20, going through Eau Rouge, we have now caught up to Hamilton again, and we're going to get DRS on him. He's on DRS too, but it looks as though we may get the move done for P2. Yes, we do, I think. We outbrake him, and that is us back up to P2 now, but 6.2 seconds behind Rosberg. I think we're going to have to settle for P2 now, which still isn't a bad result, of course, but still, P1 would have been, you know, an extra 7 points. I think. Is that Rosberg pitting? Yes, it is, I think. I think Hamilton may be following him as well. What on earth are Mercedes doing? Why are they pitting on the penultimate lap? There's just one lap to go. Rosberg was 6 seconds ahead. They have surely handed the victory to us on the plate. And sure enough, Rosberg is nowhere to be seen. So Mercedes, who are all set to win this race with Rosberg, have thrown it away, and we are going to inherit an unlikely victory after what happened on lap 16, but we will take it with both hands. And I don't know why you're looking so happy, Rosberg. Your team just fucked you over there. You should be absolutely raging. So confirmation of the result. Mercedes did gift us the victory there. We finished 8.1 seconds ahead of Nico, with Lewis Hamilton finishing 14 seconds back. Esteban Gutierrez got disqualified, I think, from the race. So in the Drivers' Championship, we are once again just 1 point now behind Lewis Hamilton going into Ferrari's home race. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time for Italy.